Our meeting is
Surprised I
now
don't have a
streaming to
game.
YouTube, so
Hey,
try and divulge slightly fewer secrets at this stage of the of the
sure.
evening.
I'll believe it when I get the notification, Tony.
Oh, I got it.
I got it.
I got a
Soylent
video
Green
not
is made
available.
green is made of people.
What?
Can you believe it?
I'm sorry, I divulged a secret.
Mm.
uh,
I can't tell if
And
it's actually working.
we go. Haha. There we are. I see us.
Aw,
Okay.
Oh,
breathing
his cabeza.
fire.
All right.
He's a
So,
red dragon.
I also see it.
Hi,
Yay.
everybody. Welcome to the start of our bootleg YouTube
Woo.
stream of playing some Dungeons and Dragons, specifically Keys from the Golden Vault hyphen Prisoner 13. We're
That's the
getting
one.
things set up. And of course, Secret Agent, one of my favorite people who
Oh, yeah.
I'll just say we'll never meet. We have sound and video Tuesday night exactly. Let me just
Woo.
put
I'm
a
pinging
link to
the map.
places.
Hi, Kit. I hope you're enjoying your week off. Everything's fine.
I can't.
All right. Hey, everybody, let's ping the map now. How about that, huh? Everybody ready
Huh?
to ping the map?
All the
with
cool
me?
kids
Ready.
picking them out.
Everybody ping. If I can, please work. All right. And everybody stop. And one last ping from me. And there we go. All right. Map pinged.
All right, what are we doing here? We are playing Prisoner 13. This is kind of a heist, kind of not a heist from Keys from the Golden Vault. It has been about 6 weeks since we last played, which is about enough time for our players to forget how everything works. And certainly
Or what
I, as
happened.
Dungeon Master, would forget nothing and make no errors.
And several
didn't-
months before that, since we started this and made the actual
Yes.
plans that we will be flawlessly carrying out.
Flawlessly.
Obviously.
As I was telling Chip and Lincoln before, this is one of those sessions where I don't know what's going to happen. I say that a lot, but sometimes I mean it more than others, and that means that you are all going to be part of whatever happens, and it's you take the shared responsibility for something.
I know what's
Yeah.
going to happen in 20 minutes in game time.
I do too. Well, actually, now I'm not certain because that person fainted. So, it's their medical situation is tricky. So yeah, anything we need to figure out before we get into the actual episode that people ostensibly are here to watch or listen to. No, you don't have lots of questions for each other. You don't have let's make sure to do this. Let's remember
I have
that.
to tell you telepathically.
You want us to plan something, Tony?
I.
Okay.
You always make fun of us when we use the P word.
Look, someday you'll have a great plan and I'll be really proud of you. And
Probably be a different
I mean, maybe
game,
not
honestly.
this group or any of you.
Tales from the
people.
Golden Vault, where the compliments are beyond left-handed.
Certainly not these characters, but possibly someday a group of players will do something and it'll work. And I'll just be like, my work here is done. I can retire.
Hey, those
Well,
first two
we-
adventures, those plans
Yeah,
were.
no,
ace.
Look, those were great. I'll give you that.
We could have made characters that made
Conveniently,
flawless
that's
plans
before I
and
joined
carry
the
them out
cast.
well, but what's the fun in that?
It's
Exactly.
true, Monty. It's true.
Monty nailed it.
Yeah. All right, let's start the adventure and see what happens. Erica, how long do you have until puck off? That's the start of a hockey game, is right? Puck off.
Oh my God.
Way to give this episode an explicit tag, Tony. Jeez.
It's like look, they don't kick it. It's a hockey puck. That wouldn't make any sense.
It's like almost 2 hours at this point.
Okay. I just imagined you have a large neon clock with a countdown at all times in your peripheral vision.
I try to miss the anthems if I can. So.
Mm. Oh, multiple anthems.
Oh, actually, no, not tonight. There's only
Isn't
one.
tonight just Canada versus Canada?
It's
So
Canada.
yes.
Yes.
how efficient. Thank you, Monty. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. I use he, him pronouns. Today, we are continuing our adventure, Prisoner 13, from the Keys from the Golden Vault collection of adventures, an adventures series that is nominally heist related. What is the heist here? Well, the heist is inside all of us, which is to say they've gone to a prison. Are they breaking someone out of the prison? No. They found out last episode the person they went to make contact with the prison is doing great. But that person, the titular prisoner 13, has important information that our players seek on behalf of the on behalf of the Golden Vault, the organization that they are the keys from. But I continue to talk without introducing players. Let's introduce players. They will introduce characters, and then we will try and get into this stuff. First up, it's Erica Ensign. Welcome back, Erica.
Thank you very much. I am playing Levithia Du Isigri, who is a human ranger. Our pronouns are she, her.
Also joining us, Chip Sutterth.
I am playing Josh Molis, a human cleric who is very, very concerned about an impending charm.
Mm-hmm.
Or
also,
depending charm.
Yeah. also joining us, Annette Wierstra.
Hello, I am playing Jay Raff, Asimar Paladin, and we are both she, her. And I'm going to say, like, Jay's kind of feeling into this prisoner guard thing, and she might not leave. I'm not sure, but she's
Just
kind of
settle
into
down
it.
to a new life.
Yeah.
You know, once you have the same like reheated meal for like 30 more shifts, you may feel different. But
your parents are going to be so mad.
Yeah,
they will.
Yeah.
You ever had iron rations, Tony?
No, I don't think I like that. I don't like anything about the word rations. Adding other words to it doesn't make it any better. Also joining us, it's Lincoln Hayes.
Hello, I'm playing Xanter Quickhands, the gnome sorcerer, under the guise of Stanley. And I'm hanging out with Ka'en, and Ka'en is not happy with me right now.
You know, a lot of work relationships are challenging, and it's all about communication and never working together again. That's what I've learned. And finally, everyone's favorite bugbear, Monty Ashley.
I am not a bugbear. I am playing a bugbear named Krong. Both of our pronouns are he/him. Of course, Krong is currently disguised as Diogenes Mainframe, a mild-mannered maintenance worker. No, he is not. Right now, I think Krong is still disguised as a member of the Order of the Iron Sword, or did he drop that?
I believe you, in the final minutes of the last episode, dropped that and reverted to Diogenes Mainframe.
Okay, so I'm currently Diogenes Mainframe.
Yeah, you may be starting to have like a challenge with maintaining so many different personalities. At the very least, you've probably gotten their wallets mixed up. So our players have infiltrated Revel's End, an isolated, icy prison complex. They have a variety of side quests that they are attempting to accomplish, while also this main quest, which is that they need to get the key to a lost vault where Prisoner 13 basically stashed a bunch of wealth and jewels and whatnot ripped off from the Axebreaker clan of dwarves. And upon having a meeting with Prisoner 13 under the cover of just one of those casual prisoner interviews, making sure everyone's being treated okay, Prisoner 13 says, "My life is doing great, but what I'd really love to get my hands on the warden's basically confidential book of information about the inner workings of the prison, all the prisoners' real names, what the crimes they've been charged with, and so on." Around while this is happening, Krong/Diogenes Mainframe has made his way up the tower to meet with the warden. And the meeting with the warden, I don't know. I mean, plan is a strong word, but I don't know if this has gone entirely according to plan, because the warden was kind of freaked out upon some of the information that Krong shared, and began kind of swearing in Dwarven and then fainted. Phil the guard has run. No, I apologize. Nathan the guard, totally different than Phil. Nathan the guard has run into the office, passing you Diogenes Mainframe. It is like trying to like assess the situation. So it is you, Monty, Nathan, and an unconscious warden. I will remind you that the warden is a relatively powerful magic user who, so far, you collectively you have all consistently bluffed, charmed, or otherwise lied your way past.
No magic user is powerful when he's unconscious, Tony. You're about to learn
Yeah.
that.
So, Marta Marthanis is the warden. She's a kind of elderly human woman, robes, has a spell book handy at all times, and is kind of on the ground, maybe kind of like, Nathan is kind of shaking her and trying to like make sure that her airways are clear. I'm unclear if CPR has been invented in this stage of Dungeons and Dragons history or not. Yeah, Monty.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
What's wrong? She
Um,
just fainted.
Nathan says, "Oh, I don't know. This happens sometimes. Um, uh,
Can I take
uh."
you into confidence, Nathan? Nathan, look to me. Nathan, look to me.
Nathan looks at you
Look
with
to me,
wide
Nathan.
eyes. Yeah, yes, sir, Mister Mainframe. I assume you have a patch on your jumpsuit that says Diogenes Mainframe.
Sure. I do have a hat of disguises or whatever it's called that's
Yep,
supplying all this stuff. So
yep,
surely it's
yeah.
um
And custom embroidery is one of the features that the hat could generate.
what's wrong with the warden, Nathan? Not
uh,
not not right now, just in general.
uh, she gets like this sometimes. Uh, look,
Just like this. She just
well,
faints sometimes. She doesn't act
uh.
strange before then.
No, I mean, she's
Look to me,
well.
Nathan.
Nathan looks at you in the eyes. Diogenes Mainframe, why don't you give me? I don't know if this is intimidation or it's something, right?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. You're doing something with your eyes. Give me some kind of ocular based personality check.
Let's call it intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
8.
You have advantage because there is an unconscious warden at your feet.
Oh, we got to take this guy with us.
Yeah.
Natural 20 for a 25.
Natural 20. Nathan says, you can't tell anyone. Only Phil and I know the truth. The warden, she's haunted.
An imposter? I mean, haunted?
Haunted by a ghost.
A ghost of what?
One
Of who?
one of her former adventuring party members. Um, I don't even think I'm supposed to know that much, but well, he was a dwarf. That part is clear. And I don't know, he hangs around here, and sometimes he possesses the warden. She's a really great boss. Please don't hold it against her.
I'm a maintenance guy. All right. Just a second. I have to check what notes I made. So our goal was just investigate the warden, learn whatever you can about the warden, and report back. All right.
This is something to report
Yeah.
back, all right.
What
I
is
would
the
say
name?
check.
What is the name of this ghost?
Uh, Pardon me while I consult my book about the name of the ghost.
No problem. Yeah, nice office here.
Okay. I, Warden Marthanis says that it's an old friend of hers, named Vlax Braun Anvil.
Could you say that again, please?
Yes, Vlax, Vlax, and Braun Anvil, like two words smushed together, Braun and Anvil.
Thank you.
He doesn't cause any trouble, but it's kind of confusing when it happens.
Sure. I have a question, Tony, and this might seem like an odd question.
Mm-hmm.
How tall is this tower that I'm in the top of?
Pretty tall. I mean, I think you're about 10 stories up, so a lot.
Am I within 120 feet of the ground floor?
I would say just barely.
Great. I'm going to use message.
Okay.
And message to let's say, quote, Stanley, unquote.
All right. Stanley, you were having a psychic conversation with prisoner 13, and you have to put her on hold, and you get this new incoming message.
Beep beep.
Hello, it's Krong up here. The warden is haunted by a ghost named Black's Brawn Anvil or something. I don't feel like we actually have to do anything about it. Do you need anything from the warden's office?
Yes, grab her ledger for prisoner 13. Then they'll help us with the key. I think that's 25.
Period.
I think it's sending that's 25 words. Message just, talk.
Okay.
Oh.
Nathan is still like, Mr. Mainframe, can you help me get her into her quarters? I think, once she gets a full night's sleep, she should be okay.
Absolutely. And I help him up and looks like she knocked some stuff down. I'm just going to straighten up. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And
The
use
OCG janitor.
sleight of
Mhm.
hand
Yeah.
or something to
Sure.
rummage around and find the.
Yeah.
Do I roll?
Yeah, roll sleight of hand.
Oh, I'm good at that. I'm a rogue. 19.
All right, Krong, you kind of managed to look around. There's lots of documents on the desk, but none of them look like what you would consider a ledger. There are clearly desk drawers or drawers to this desk that the warden was sitting at, and you could imagine that one of them, or that you could probably anticipate that some or all of them are going to be locked. There is a spell book. There's Martha Marthanis' spell book. But yeah, there's nothing that looks like a ledger just out in the open on the desk.
Mm.
I bet
Nathan.
if you help Nathan get a Warden Marthanis to her quarters, that would certainly get him out of the office.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so the Warden Marthanis's quarters are actually just on the other side of this floor, kind of through the main room where they would have council meetings. There's basically another chamber about the same size of the office, where Warden Marthanis has her quarters. So Nathan has a key. He opens the door. You can see that the quarters are. They're pretty modest. There's a bed. There's a kind of just a small writing desk and some personal possessions. And you help Nathan get the warden into bed, and Nathan is like tucking her in and being like, we're gonna get you some tea and you'll be all better in 8 hours. Because that's how Dungeons and Dragons works. And certainly Nathan is very distracted. It would be totally inconspicuous to slink back into the warden's office while Nathan is taking care of the warden.
I will slink back to the warden's office, shut the door, disguise myself as the warden, and proceed to start rummaging through the desk.
All right. So
Identity number 4.
as
Checking for traps and
expected,
stuff.
yeah, as expected, the drawers to the desk are locked.
Well, what does that mean? That means nothing. Locked?
Like we sent
The
our
Shaw.
rogue.
Yeah. It means you need to make you need to do a lockpicking check as a formality.
A formal lockpick.
Yeah.
It's a 12, I think.
12 is the minimum number that you needed to unlock
Wow.
the drawers to the desk. You've got them all open. In the kind of the middle, wide flat drawer, there is in fact a kind of a bound book that sure looks like a ledger. In one of the kind of more cabinety ones there's some other kind of like loose papers that have just kind of been put together there with a rock. There is in one of them there is a bag of coins, or at least a bag that has that look of having containing currency. And then there's other things that are just like there's a set of calligrapher's tools. There is a signet ring for the warden. And as you're kind of rustling through things, you find kind of underneath the ledger a strange little silver pin with a symbol on it, Krong. The symbol is it's a silver pin with a symbol of a harp and a crescent moon on top of the harp.
Do I have any idea what that is?
Roll history to see if you have any idea what that is.
Do we not all know about the Harpers, or are they secret?
They're secret. I
I
mean,
rolled a
Okay.
14.
14. I don't think you're familiar with the Harpers, who Erica seems to be familiar with.
She's seen a movie.
Yeah, she's in the movie.
Right? Oh, right, they were in that movie.
They
They
were.
were in that
Uh-huh.
movie.
That's not where I know them
So
from.
was
Yeah.
this prison.
You're thinking of
Weird,
the movie
huh?
Slapshot, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Because this is a hockey themed
Ugh,
episode.
No, thank you.
I
My
would like
my
to,
reading of that movie is very different now.
I would like to glance at the loose papers,
Mhm.
see if they're interesting.
They are not.
Okay, then I would like to glance at the ledger and message my friends from the first floor. Got the ledger. What do you need?
So the ledger seems to have basically an inventory of all of the prisoners with their name and numbers. Obviously, this is secret information that is not normally shared. All the other staff in the prison only knows prisoners by number. In addition to name, number, it also has basically what their offense was, when they were first brought in and processed at Revel's End, and when their next meeting to discuss their possible commutation of sentences, if they have such uh, a meeting scheduled. Not all prisoners do. So this is basically kind of this is a list of everybody in the prison and what they've done and what name they're operating under in the prison. There's also probably a much less exciting list of all the prison staff and notes about their salary and whatnot.
Oh, I will add Diogenes mainframe to the list of staff.
You already on there.
Oh, nice.
Can you add to your salary? Also mine.
So I
just add a 0 conspicuously.
Yes.
I messaged downstairs to find out what prisoner it is I'm supposed to be looking for.
I think specifically they just want the ledger because prisoner 13 wants the ledger.
Oh, all right. I will conceal it about my person.
Okay. Are you going to take the fancy looking strange silver pin? Are you going to take the bag of money? Are you gonna take any of the other stuff or leave it where it is?
I'm going to mission operation 6, leave no trace.
Mm.
So if
Remember that warden? Remember that warden you charmed and then gave, that was lightly haunted. So who knows?
I was told he faints all the time.
But yeah,
She faints all the time.
She is, being possessed is rough. All right, so Diogenes mainframe, you have been up the tower. You've had a very strange conversation with the warden. You've had a very strange conversation with Nathan the guard. What next? You have a ledger tucked in your I don't know, your jumpsuit.
Okay.
Take your time.
What number prisoner is Neuros Stoutspark?
I believe that we improvised last time that Neuros Stoutspark was like 242. I think, is that right? And I believe they had requested a meeting with Neuros Stoutspark that might be happening right now.
All right.
You might have been curious about him, so you looked him up. He is yeah, he was he looks like he is basically a wanted. He was arrested for thievery. So
is the guard rotation kept in this ledger or is it separate?
Oh yeah, sure, it's in the ledger.
I was hoping it was separate, but I will grab those calligraphy tools and make a note that Rayson Payne, a guard known for his cruelty and brutality, is fired and will be rotated. Nope, not fired. Rotated to a different prison.
Oh, okay. So we'll say you basically spend some time crafting a memo. Surely the
oh my god, my day job is
highlight
in.
of fantastical escapism. Roll me something for forging office paperwork, Monty.
I think that's usually sleight of hand based. Forgery is
12.
12. All right. You write it. You will imagine. I imagine you could use the signet ring of the warden and file it in the like outgoing paperwork. In the middle of the stack, not on the top. That would be way too
No,
conspicuous,
that would be
right?
a Ricky move.
Yeah. No,
And
this isn't.
and while I'm here,
Is there anything else you want to do in terms of prison paperwork adventures?
yeah, I'd like to authorize the commutation of Atreus Firebrand's sentence, which is our mission number 4.
I will tell you, I think the warden herself is not capable of authorizing that. But you did basically already, I believe, make things complicated for the counselor who was going to vote against Atreus Firebrand.
All
So
right.
I think you've set the wheels on that in motion.
Then, because I feel like I've taken up a lot of this episode so far,
Indeed.
I will close the office and just start sweeping my way back downstairs.
The stairs have never been shinier. So let us
Is he
assume.
no longer disguised as the warden?
Oh, right.
Yeah, just look, the warden
And the
pitches
warden is
in
sweeping.
by doing one shift of sweeping the stairs once a month just to establish
Keeps her
that they're
humble.
of the common people. And Nathan drops a whole pot of tea when he's confused to see the warden out of bed.
I
So
see myself in the mirror. And go,
yeah.
right. I'm a Order of the Iron Sword. No, Kronk. No, Diogenes mainframe. That's right.
Yep. Zoom. Um, All right. Meanwhile, several of you are in the meeting room. Josh, Xanter, Levithia has come by and poured fresh tea for everybody. Jay has marched in the next prisoner that you requested to meet with, whose name is what Krong totally just said, and
Stout
it's
Spark.
total.
Spark.
Yeah. Can you say it again one more time? Just Erica.
I just said Stout Spark because I only
Okay.
remembered the last name.
Nice.
Noros Stout Spark.
Noros Stout Spark is marched in chains. He's a halfling. He's got look, I don't like to judge people, but he's got shifty eyes. He's like looking around at everybody. He's kind of hunched over, and he's already pretty short, so he's kind of a diminutive looking fellow. Keeps kind of like scratching at his face, and he kind of like hops up into the chair in front of the table and says, "What's this all about?"
For the record, I feel like I was not there for the entire time because I'm the
No,
tea
you're not. You've
lady.
been
So I have
coming and going with
I just
tea.
want to make sure that I'm out. Okay, good.
Okay, you're out. Yes. So Stanley and Josh, you are there to interview prisoners, I guess.
And slip someone a sending stone.
Yeah.
This guy, yeah.
There are several slightly medicated guards who have all consumed a drug tea, who, are basically, they're present, but, drowsy.
I will start into our spiel that we well rehearsed on the boat before we got here. And it is a great presentation that we have for all these prisoners here.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm
Yeah, prisoners'
rambling
rights.
on and on,
Beirut. Yeah, I
will
love it.
telepathically connect with him and say, "We're from the Golden Vault. We have a sending stone to give you. We'll pass it to you at the end of the interview."
Love it. He says telepathically and also out loud, which, at this point, the guards don't care about. All right.
Ken, anything you'd like to add?
We just go through it, and
Yeah.
I offer him the sending stone when the interview is over, as a religious token of hope.
Okay. Give me a quick I'm going to call that a performance check, Ken, to basically because it is not actually a religious object. So
May I
you're
give him the help action?
Yeah, everybody is distracted, so you have help.
That would be a 12.
Okay,
You
that's
can
with
roll with
advantage. So
advantage.
you have advantage, so you can roll twice and take the higher if you'd like.
That would be a 15.
Okay. The guards are none the wiser. Nora Statspark gives you a sloppy salute as the guards kind of lift him off the chair and frog march him back to his cell. Smell you later. I hope Nora
Please send in the
Statspark
next prisoner, please.
comes back. Jay, you are there. The other guards at this point are, have consumed some heavily medicated tea. Phil the guard is still under the effect of your charm spell for another couple minutes, and he says, who was it you wanted to see next?"
I'm feeling the need for a bathroom break. What about you?
We've been in here for a little bit. Why don't we do that? What do we say, 15? Great.
It's your show. Phil offers to show you into where the privies are. They are conveniently located, basically just down the hall to kind of through a storage room. There's a privy area there. So Xanter and Josh make their way there,
As I'm
exiting
leaving the room,
the conference
I want
room.
to look at J-Wrath, telepathically connect with her, and tell her everything that's going on. Am I lucky enough to catch Levithia in the hallway still?
Oh, totally, Levithia,
Great.
right?
Well, I mean,
you-
I feel like I kind of wanted to keep an eye on Prisoner 13 just to see what she did after she was interviewed. And also keeping an eye out for Diogenes mainframe, just in case
Okay.
there's anything that, needs to be known or handed off or anything.
Levithia, would it be
still has the bag with
The
our
bag.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Levithia, would it be fair to say that perhaps you are doing a round of the panopticon, making sure all the
Mhm.
guards on duty are have their tea?
Yes. Yep. That's
Okay.
exactly it. Because I still have the
Are
cart,
they all
which has
drugged?
no.
I don't
I have. Well, I mean,
leave no trace.
I have my system, so like I could drug any of the
Yeah.
cups if I needed to, um, but so far no. Just this. There's the. I was tactically
Yeah.
drugging.
Yes. Drug only guards, take only mememories. Yes.
I need Levithia
Can you
to be
believe I'm
within
not
30
invited back
feet
to
of
any
me.
prisons? All right. So Levithia, you are in the panopticon. Jay and Xanter and Josh, you are gonna at least pretend to head to the privy. Sorry, I moved people's tokens. You can move them back if you don't want them over there.
No, I'm fine.
And
Levithia, you're inside.
Yeah, I would be too far away for any kind
yeah.
of a message.
Then I won't be able to
I
do
don't
that.
know what your plan is as far as like meeting up. Yeah, is or whatnot. But we'll assume you're over
I mean,
there.
I would be coming back like
Hmm.
for the next prisoner,
Sure.
like
Sure.
at that time.
All
But
right.
I
If
could
I
grab
see
a random
Levithia.
prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
If I see Levithia, I will connect with her. If I step out and she's not there, I'll look
Yep.
back at J-Wrath and say, pass this on to Levithia.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Krong,
To the
why don't we
privy
say
go.
you make your way down to the bottom of the many flights of stairs. Let's be honest. When you're sweeping 10 flights of stairs, like I bet you do the first two real good, and then you're kind of phoning in the next six. Is that? And then you do the last two real good.
I mean, what I'm doing is going downstairs just slowly enough so that if anybody sees me, I can pretend I'm sweeping.
Wow, not even worse than what I said. Got it.
But
I started off and I
smarter.
was like, actually, only guards use these stairs.
Yeah. Well, the counselors like once a week go up for a commutation meeting, but yes, they are mainly guards
Politicians,
there.
even better than guards.
Yeah. All right. And so you appear at the bottom of the stairs. You are in the kind of control room for the Panopticon. There is a good half dozen guards here on duty. Kind of most of them are focused away from you. They're basically stationed at these little arrow loops, monitoring the prisoners and whatnot. And Levithia is there with a little, I imagine like a push cart with a tea kettle on it. Kind of deal.
I would hopefully by this time I would have finished giving the regular tea to all
Yep.
of the guards in here, and then say, Mr. Mainframe, there was a spill out here. Can I show you where it was?
Yes, show me right away. Thank you.
Okay. Pushing the cart, and is there a particular door that everybody goes in and out of? I don't want to like go the wrong way and make anybody suspicious. I see there's 3 different doors, and one of them
No, they're all
locked?
used.
Okay.
Um, I would say they are all basically the guards. They are basically kind of controlled by a remote switch, but
Gotcha.
you're part of the prison staff, and the everything is working fine at the prison right now. So you have to signal, you wave to somebody, and they unlock the door and let you pass through, and then lock it behind you.
All right. Then I would go out the door to the north just because I
All
kind of
right.
wanted to keep an eye on prisoner 13, and I'm just going to glance over there and see is she doing anything suspicious.
Yeah. So off to your right, there are many cells that line up with the Panopticon, and one of them is the cell for Prisoner 13. And most of the cells are pretty identical looking. They're just kind of these sad little alcoves with a bench built into the wall. Prisoner 13 actually has like a curtain that kind of covers most of the barred door of her cell. And that seems inconsistent with a lot of the prison policy that some of you heard about in orientation,
Adebisi had
earlier
that in
today.
Oz in one
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Uh,
Yeah, and you notice that you can see Prisoner 13 is in there. It looks like reading it looks like she has like a little candle on a shelf, and it's like other prisoners don't have candles and open flames and
So
all these
cozy.
things. Yeah, it seems like Prisoner 13 has a nice deal going on as far as being a prisoner goes.
Then I guess I would probably want to just start my round of tea. The
The
tin
prisoners don't
cup.
get tea, just so we're
The
clear.
prisoners. No, that's true. Are there guards over around by prisoner 13's? I mean,
There's no guard stationed near her cell, but I
okay.
would say almost all of the cells are being viewed by the guards from the
All right.
Panopticon.
Well, I'm just because I want to keep an eye on her. I'm gonna this mythic stain spill. I'm gonna say is like right over, not necessarily like near prisoner
Yep.
13, so right here, and like I can
All right.
subtly
Kong?
like splash some tea on the floor, like so
Sure.
there's something to clean up.
I like to whisper to Levithia,
Mhm.
what do I do with the ledger?
Now I'm not even sure I know about the ledger at this point.
All right.
So I'll just think, what ledger?
I got a ledger.
Plan.
Never mind.
Well, I mean, I think
This is the worst possible place to talk.
yes. Well, I think I mean, out of character, I'm pretty sure that Stanley said something about we need it for prisoner 13, and then prisoner 13 will give us the key. But
Correct.
Levithia doesn't know that, only Krong would.
Right.
But Levithia is in a great position with this lovely covered
Yeah, and a
covered
bag of
tray.
holding underneath it.
Mhm. Yep. That you could just slide it on there and say, get it to 13 or something.
All right. Well, then I will hand off the ledger to you. Sleight of hand check or not?
I don't think it's necessary at this point.
All right. Here you go. Well, I'm pretty much done here.
All right. Then if I just have tea, I would probably scuttle back to the kitchen really quick and grab like the soup or crackers or whatever toast is
Gruel,
supposed to go
gruel.
to the gruel.
Yeah, gruel and toast.
Yep. For the prisoners, and then drop off the ledger. I would probably start with the cell right next to prisoner 13. And
So
then
the
go
challenging thing here, I think, just from a heist, from a planning point of view,
around.
I think, Levithia, you're well placed to as the kitchen worker who delivers food to both staff and prisoners to get the ledger to prisoner 13 in a very stealthy way is not necessarily the most expedient way, and that you're going to need to make your way back to the kitchen and then wait for basically the next meal to be scheduled to go
I
out.
mean,
and there is a ticking clock.
Yeah, how I probably wouldn't choose to do that if there wasn't a meal that's supposed to go out right away.
I would say that the next meal is an hour away and not 10 minutes away.
Okay, then I probably would not have chosen that plan, knowing that. Instead, as Krong was mopping up, I would probably just move my cart back towards the cell and just slide it through the bars.
Okay, I think that's going to be a little more challenging. So give me a sleight of hand check to make it so that the guards in the Panopticon did not notice that you handed something off to prisoner 13.
That is a 12, which I don't feel real great about, so I'm going to use my inspiration, which I actually have.
You do have.
I do. That's an 18.
Okay. You managed to kind of just like, you know, drop the book at your feet and then kind of kick it sideways. It kind of slides across the stones and lands in the middle of Prisoner 13's cell. And she kind of looks down, kind of just slowly kind of hops off her bunk, goes over there and says, "Fascinating, the things you find around here."
I just do like the little like it's not even a nod. It's just like not even a wink.
Mhm.
It's like one eye almost like sort of
Yep.
closes a little
Just
bit.
tilts. Yep.
And then yep, away I go.
All right. And away you go.
Probably
So,
for Jay
mhm.
to offer some more tea.
Yep. Jay, you are on break. As Xanter and Josh took a break, you were mainly involved with the escorting of prisoners to meetings with them. So their break is your break.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Congratulations.
are those interview things happening now?
I say, yeah, we're doing some interviews. We're taking a break. I'm waiting to see if I have to grab another prisoner and if you need to drug more of them. I mean, I didn't say that out loud, did I?
Mhm. If
I
anyone
think
needs
you might
more
have.
specialty,
It's my
Specialty.
Ooh.
specialty is her specialty.
Okay, well I'll hang
They've
out
been
and
been a long time in the privy, as it says on the map. Maybe we should wink, check out what's happening and seeing if they're all right. Maybe they're sick or something.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know how like all of this was happening while you guys were doing stuff, so I don't think they've actually been in the preview that long, but I'm happy to
No.
go and check it out. Which way?
So,
the kitchen's the other
question
direction.
I judge
question
all
about
prisons by their washrooms.
So, question about our goals.
Yeah,
We've covered most of them.
I would say so.
The one thing that I'm thinking about is that ledger needs to work its way back up there at some point, right?
If you want to leave no trace, 100%, that would be
Uh-huh.
important. I will.
And
I
we're
will also
supposed-
remind you.
But the clock is ticking.
The clock is ticking. Also, I'll just remind you. You kind of, Levithia, bless her heart, did basically hand off like, here's the money. Get us the stolen goods when you have a chance, kind of deal. So because you are promised a key that you have not gotten,
Sure.
right?
What if I accidentally have them interview the same prisoner again? Because I'm really not that smart.
I don't think anyone would notice or care.
So I could just collect prisoner 13 and say, oh, they're going for an interview and bring them back to the room.
You could.
Okay, that's
Um,
Wicked smart.
For purposes of moving things along, do we want to assume that you're able to all kind of reconvene in or near the meeting room, possibly also including Diogenes mainframe?
Sure.
Okay.
I can tell you this
Yeah,
much.
we could the two of us, Jay and I, could have prisoner 13 waiting for them in the conference room when they get done.
Mhm.
Like when they're done
Okay.
at the privies. Like, here we are again.
Ready
All
with
right.
the
This
next
much.
prisoner. interview.
Xanter and and Josh are not speaking to each other in the privy because they are respectful gentlemen.
Okay.
As soon as we come back out, conversation can resume. It is
Yeah.
quiet in there.
Yeah. All right. So, Jay, you take a sleepy guard with you who does not even notice that you've already done this before, and get prisoner 13 who is marched back over. You do get kind of a strange look from the head guard, Yelena, who is seems to be keeping an eye on where prisoner 13 is taken, but is so far everything you're doing is curious but not necessarily suspicious. So Xanter and Josh, I know that you are there in the meeting room. Jay, you are the prisoner escort, and
Mhm.
Levithia, you're delivering tea, and
Mhm.
Diogenes mainframe, you're sweeping nearby.
Sorry,
Uh,
I'm on a really tight schedule here, and this floor, just look at it.
Are you kidding? Right
No.
now we're in the middle of an interview. Ah, fine. Grumble, 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 grumble.
Union rules.
That hatch over by the ladder over there just collects dust like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, guards are always tracking like ice mud in and out.
Ew.
It's very cold and gross here. Um, you live in Edmonton. You're basically your chief export is ice mud.
Did you just call Edmonton
Touche.
cold and gross? You just, you know.
Well, look, I'm just saying that
Oh.
quantitatively it is cold and gross. So, yeah, what's your air quality like right now? Eat it. So
It's
A lot
better
of CanCon
today.
in these
It's
episodes.
good today.
yeah, there is a lot of CanCon in this.
It's not hazardous to step outside today
Oh,
for a change.
the air is not trying to kill you. Tell me more about the magical wonderland that you live in. Oh, it's
This is
yes,
coming from a guy who lives in Massachusetts.
yeah, I live in
so-
Massachusetts where simply the economy is trying to destroy us. You could either breathe the air or you can afford to live there. Pick one. So yeah. All right. And so Prisoner 13 is brought back in. She has kind of a bemused look on her face as you bring the pink-haired dwarf woman covered in tattoos back in for another interview. The two guards who have had several cups of specialty have kind of, they're like kind of nodding off in the corners of the room. Jay is the only, functionally alert guard at this stage of things. And Prisoner 13 kind of takes spins the chair around, sits on it, real cool like, and says, just can't get enough of me, can you, kids?
Well, we got you the ledger.
She looks
Give us
over
the
at
key.
the guards who
I am
one of
I am
them
act-
snores loudly.
I am actively in between the other one and like
Yeah.
slowly pouring them another cup of tea and being
Mhm.
clink 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 clatter clatter clatter.
Look, I really appreciate that. There's some really, really good reading in here. And I'm someone who makes good on my promises. Uh, Your challenge here is that, well, the key is me, or specifically this. And she holds up her arm, and you can see that basically there are kind of arcane tattoos all over her. But one of them in particular, uh hold on, I'm pulling up a thing to share with you all. Seems to be kind of it runs the length of her arm. I thought I had this set up correctly, and I did not. Do.
I look over to the other two guards. Are they looking at me at all?
They're inert at this stage of things.
I hold up my arm and I use disguise self to match the tattoo.
There you go. So she's got this kind of ornate, kind of rune-like tattoo that goes from the elbow all the way to the hand, with kind of continuations on the knuckles of her hand. And you use disguise self to mimic that tattoo on your own arm, and she chuckles. Nice trick. Well, which the Act Breaker clan my best. I assure you, it wasn't personal.
Which part wasn't personal?
Well, I ripped him off.
Got it. Okay, we'll let him know. And then I say louder, enough to like startle the guards awake and be like, "Thank you so much for providing this information for us. It's incredibly helpful.
Okay.
Please let us know if we can help you out with anything else."
The guy, yeah. Whew. And go over and escort prisoner 13 back to her cell.
Does she still have the ledger?
Did you ask for the ledger back? If you
I
wanted
did.
the ledger back, you have it. Then you have it.
Right.
I skipped
I
past
was
that in
going
my
to. Nobody else did.
yeah
Yes.
in my aloof role playing there.
Yes, I would have asked for it back when she presented the tattoo.
Yes. Okay. So you have gotten the tattoo. You have maintained your cover. The only people, well, I guess Phil the guard is probably going to be real confused real soon when his charm wears off. The warden is sleeping, so you bought some time there. It turns out, hitting your head on the ground is real advantageous for leaving no trace. I guess what remains is the question of what is your exit strategy from Revel's End?
Is anyone particularly good with like calligrapher's tools, forgery? I assume it would be Krong.
Sure.
Do
I'm
you
great
think
at
you
it.
can copy this tattoo down that we could replicate it again? Because I can only keep this for an hour.
Sure.
I have a magic tattoo that I can put into any shape I want, which I currently have like as an raven on
Come
my
on.
back.
Come
So
on.
I can change that tattoo into whatever I want.
That
And I
basically
don't think
feels
it
like that you
has,
were like portented to like
yes.
use it
Yeah.
for the magic key
So
tattoo.
Yep.
I
Fantastic.
can
Holy cow.
copy it off of you when I am not being a guard.
Amazing.
I'm gonna say at this point all of you have reconvened in this room. The two guards that were sleepy have taken prisoner 13 away, and so let's just say that it's the five of you here
Okay.
in
I
this
steal
room,
the tattoo and copy
not
it.
needing to use telepathy to talk to each other.
Handy.
I just want
Nice.
to say, not only do I still like get that tattoo, but I kind of copy all of
Some
Prisoner
of the
13's
others.
tattoos because I was like, she's so cool, and
It's a vibe.
It's a
I
good
just
look.
copied all her tattoos. It might be in
Uh,
my repertoire now.
Jay, give me a quick Arcana check.
I got a 19 plus something.
Wow.
You know that in addition to looking super awesome, Prisoner 13's tattoos were all arcane in nature.
Mhm.
I don't know if you can necessarily mimic that with these tattoo abilities, especially since it's a single tattoo and not a series of tattoos, right?
Yep.
But for example, that the tattoos that she had like enhanced her abilities and as mentioned, Xander learned that one of them it allowed her to telepathically connect with people. Um, and you also know from studying her tattoos, because you were obsessed with them, Jay, that basically she had tattoos that gave her increased armor class, immunity to psychic damage. Prisoner 13 herself could not be the subject of a charm spell. Kind of wish you had that, Warden. And also had a tattoo that protected her so that she could never be the subject of a divination spell. She can't be spied on. She can't have her thoughts perceived through magical means. So yeah.
Does that like turn off when she goes into her like magic shielded cell
Yeah,
though?
basically
Okay.
her tattoos don't give her the magical abilities when she's got her
Gotcha.
magically.
All
But
right.
when she's not, she's not.
I
So
need to get this ledger back into the warden's office. And while I'm up there, I'll try to find an excuse to get a boat back here to get us all off this island. Are we on an island?
you're on a
No.
remote coastal location.
I'll try to get us
Um,
a boat to get us off this remote coastal location.
Now I believe that
The other possibility was taking a dog sled and going
Yep.
south, which was going to be a lot less fun, but we could probably leave in a hurry.
Yeah.
I got a plan though.
Oh,
I will just
okay.
remind you, I think
How many hours
this
do we
is
have till the warden wakes up?
it's a good question. I'm considering rolling a die
Like
very
7.
soon
You
to
said he was going to take a long rest.
Mhm.
8 hours, you said.
You did.
Mhm.
I was
Well,
there.
when you put it that way, it would be a real jerk move to shorten that to this 3 I just rolled on this d6 I rolled.
Roll to
D6.
intimidate, Monty.
This isn't
I was just
a
going to
long
remind you
rest, DM.
various exit strategies that I think you are aware of from your either from your briefings, from your gathering information here. But just so there is a stables with dog sleds. That would be kind of the most, I don't know, convenient is not the right word, but the most immediately
Expedient.
available exit. I believe that the Golden Vault, does this sound familiar that I gave you information that you can signal for a boat at night and they will come pick you up?
That's right. I think I had
But
forgotten about
that
that.
is at night. You could also wait for the legitimate boat to take you back to Varken Bluff. That's comes every 2 weeks, and you've been here about 90 minutes. So what's 2 weeks minus 90
It's been
minutes?
more than that. We had our
Yeah, I
training.
know. I know.
Mhm.
You went through a lengthy orientation process.
Well, like
So let's
11 a.m.
let's
My
call
thing-
it, 13 days and 6 hours.
I
My
vote
thinking is that the warden could easily say, I want these prisoners' rights people off of my prison immediately, and
Mhm.
people would run around trying to find a boat to make that happen.
I will say I
Mhm.
think actually Rebel's End, because it doesn't really have a port, it just has a place that boats pull up. I think that you might be in dog sled territory there.
All right.
Is,
Dog sled
And-
territory it is. Sounds fun.
Yeah,
I mean, as
especially
long as you
since
can, yes, forge something that says these 5, these people and these 2 escorts were sent away.
Sure. Okay. I would like to go back up to the warden's office.
All right.
Question, should we all go together and leave from the warden's office? Because I do have this scroll of dimension door. We could put the
How
ledger
does this-
back and then just open a door to the stables if it's within 500 feet.
I don't think it's necessary.
I think
I
you
know,
could
but it
probably
would be cool.
I was gonna say, how far does
I was
Dimension
thinking
Door go? Can you just leave Revel's End via Dimension Door?
200
No.
feet, and you said it was only
Oh, okay.
120 feet down to the.
Mm.
so we're not going to get pristine leave no trace.
Oh yeah,
I
we
think
are.
How
we are.
close do we need to get?
You're
Well, I
very
mean,
close. I think
the-
I'm
you know.
going to
The thing
put
is,
the ledger
Phil-
back and forge a slip saying the warden says give these people a dog sled. Then we're going to come down and get on the dog sled.
Yeah.
And
I-
the
I-
only
Mhm.
things that we're leaving behind are Phil the guard, who was charmed by somebody who is no longer around. Because
Yeah.
remember, it wasn't Stanley that did that. It was whatever her name was.
It was
Uh,
Stanley, right? Or no, it was before Stanley. You're right. Sorry. So many
Another
identities.
alias.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a different alias. And then also, yes, the warden was charmed, but the warden's also haunted
Yeah.
and hit her head hard. And
Yep.
I mean,
Also, you in the case of Stanley, you didn't. I mean, or sorry, it's not Stanley. I apologize, Xanter. I'm forgetting your earlier alias. You didn't actually like abuse that power in any way, right? You said,
Nope.
I want a meeting with these people, and then you had like Phil the guard show you around a little bit. So it's not like you said, you're charmed, give me all your money, or like, I please commit some, you can't, charm does not allow you to do this, but like, don't pay attention as I commit some murders. All you basically did was like, help me be better at my job. So minor white collar offense crimes, if any.
And those crimes could
Dimension-
easily have been committed by the prisoner's rights person you're pretending to be.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a member of
Normal.
a secret
From an organization that does not exist.
that she's trying to get rid of people as fast
Yeah.
as possible. But I will say Dimension Door can only bring 1 extra person. So
Right.
Okay, so let us say that you all hang out here in this meeting room as Krong sneaks up to the warden's office and sneaks back. Krong, you want to give me 2 quick stealth checks to basically pass unnoticed up to the office and back?
Sure. Stealth check number 1. Oh, I rolled a 14, so that is a total of
20 something.
dot 22.
All right. No one notices you as you make your way up to the warden's office, place the ledger back in the desk drawer, close it, and relock all the drawers, let's say.
and forge a document.
And forge a
Oh, yeah.
document saying these people give them a I mean, you know what? The warden's been reacting weird anyway. It just says, these people get a dog sled
Send them away in our finest sled.
with all
It's
the
not-
dog food they
it's-
want.
It's not so great.
But no people food.
All right. And give me a stealth check to inconspicuously slink back down the stairs so that no one notices Diogenes Mainframe, who has gone up and down these stairs several times today, getting so many steps in.
That's the beauty of the maintenance worker.
Yeah.
People just don't,
Oh, I
pay
forgot my
attention.
screwdriver.
Another
Yep.
14, 22.
All right.
Hey,
And so you rejoin the group with yet another forged memo in your collection. Shall we say that you head more or less as a perhaps slightly spaced out group, not all walking arm in arm, the 5 of you through the halls of the prison, but in appropriately spaced intervals
I think
from
think
the
what I
meeting
would
room
do-
to the stables.
yeah, I think I would. Well, I mean, I still have like the tea cart and stuff, so I think I would take it back to the kitchen and I would say to my supervisor, like, I just got some weird orders from the top, so I won't be here for the next meal. And I'm acting really grumbly about it because I'm just really grumbly in general. So
Indeed. I'm familiar with you, Erica. Yes. Um,
Hey.
so then off I go, but I am keeping the bag of holding. I'm not leaving it on that cart.
mhm,
In fact, I have handed it back off to
mhm.
Josh before sending the cart back.
All right, you make your way. So on the south side of the prison, an area that you have not spent very much time, there is basically a guard post, a big set of double doors leading out to the wilderness beyond Revel's End, and off to the side. Really seems like this map doesn't make any sense in terms of there should be a door leading directly into this. But there is a room that is the stables that you can hear is full of sled dogs that are kind of like, yipping at each other. And there is a guard presence here. There's several guards. This looks like probably this is not one of the it seems like in retrospect, maybe the Panopticon is the nicer guard post where people come and bring you tea, and you're not next to a giant door that is cold, and there's that you can hear the howling of the wind. So there's three kind of surly looking guards who do not look thrilled that they have to do anything on their job as you all approach.
I would have asked our guard associate,
Mm-hmm.
Jay, to escort us so the three
Yep.
of us could be together.
Sounds
Mhm.
good.
And I will give her the forged note to pass along to her compatriots for our dog sledness.
Yeah, I'm
And
just going to
I
sneak out and wait outside the prison and get picked up later, I think.
Okay.
wonder if I
Brr.
should do that too, since I'm not a guard. No,
Bring
I'm
some tea.
no, I'm very good with I have proficiency in animal handling. So as soon
Mm.
as they get us in the room with those puppies, I'm going to start making friends and making their jobs easier because I will take care of the harnessing of the dogs and stuff. So maybe they'll be a little less grumpy if
A
we can
uh,
get to that point.
a middle-aged guard kind of pushes back his chair from the table where he was playing cards with the other guards, walks over. Some of you might have encountered Wade the guard before. He does not have the best reputation.
Oh, you're
And
best friends with him, right, Jay?
Yeah, that
Isn't that
was
the person?
Wentworth.
that was Wentworth.
Oh,
Wentworth,
that's right.
yeah. This is
Different
Wade.
WH.
Yeah. Wade looks at Jay. What's all this going on here?
Hey, I know, but I got this note from the warden that says we have to like get rid of these people and I'm to escort them off with some like the finest dog sled. Like, who are they to get the finest dog sled? I don't know, but
And he just kind of
here's
grabs
the note.
the paper out of your hand. It's not, the paper's getting crumpled a little bit, and
So many memos.
he's looking at it, and he's like holding it real close to his face, and you can just kind of you handle it. I don't want to have anything to do with any of this. And he shoves the paper back in your face. Give me a quick persuasion check there, Jay, with advantage because Wade hates you.
I rolled a 22.
Okay. Yeah, Wade
These
has
are
already
good dice.
Wade has already turned his back on you and headed back to the card table. And so you're all able to make your way into the stables slash kennels. There does not seem to be anyone there at the time. There's a bunch of pens of dogs. There
Puppies.
are two sleds. One of them looks red. The other one does not. And yeah,
I start making friends with the dogs and start saddling them up, and yeah, I mean,
roll. And this is, I think, the first time I ever asked a player to do this. I feel like this is the players ask to be able to do constantly. Roll animal handling.
no, you had one animal handling roll for bats, I believe, in
Sounds like me.
Jared's
Barovia.
restaurant.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Mhm.
That's bad.
Yep.
Animal handling, that is a 21.
All right.
Nice.
I imagine you might as well take two sleds because there's two sleds there and there's like five of you.
Mhm.
So Levithia, you get the dogs out, you get them all outfitted. You've got there's supplies in a cabinet to the left of the dogs, and you've got two sleds ready to go. It's gonna be a long trek back to civilization, but this is certainly the most expedient way to get out of Revel's End before anyone notices that Diogenes' mainframe is not where he's supposed to be for this shift.
Yeah, I'm proficient in survival. I have animal handling. I feel like I'm going to keep us alive single-handedly if I have to. I'm a natural explorer. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're in good hands with me, is what I'm saying.
And so it is 2 weeks later when you finally make your way back to Varkenbluff. First via dog sled, then via caravan. You have to pass over the mountains. Basically, what I'm telling you is this was way, way harder than just taking a boat back. But you are finally able to make your way back to Varkenbluff, where you make contact with the Axebreaker clan and relay them the secrets of the arcane tattoo key that they will be able to use to get into the vault that Prisoner 13 hid away, and where you will be able to they'll be able to reclaim their lost fortune, rebuild their clan, and of course, you are given a finder's fee as promised for your service to the Axebreaker clan, and you will also be given some magic items on behalf of the Golden Vault. Here is the money part of the adventure, as expressed. They never write it in gold pieces, which I always find very frustrating. So it sounds really, really exciting when I tell you 2,100 copper pieces.
What?
No. It keeps going. That's just the first line item.
Do you have a
it's
party
like
treasurer?
I don't know if we do, so we could just divide these by 5 if you want. So let us just say, what's does somebody have PCalc available? 2,100 divided by 5?
425.
All right, each of you gets 425 copper
420,
pieces.
sorry.
420?
Thank you. 420 copper pieces, which I believe is like 4 gold pieces. Is that correct? Because it's like 100. So that's not as exciting. Continuing, you are also given 1,100 silver pieces, which is
220.
math.
More.
How many?
220.
220 silver pieces. 100 gold pieces. So that's 20 gold pieces each. I can do that one. And then there are, let's see here. They have promised 12 bloodstones. Let's call it 15 bloodstones so that divides better. Each of you gets 3 bloodstones worth 50 gold pieces each. So that's 150 gold pieces. That is like 4 bullets in this adventure, which I would have just said like they each get several hundred gold pieces. But what do I know?
Well, we got no electrum, so I protest.
You also, as a group, get a choice of magic items from the Golden Vault in reward for helping out. Now, I'm going to give you a list of 6 items here. You need to choose which 3 you want to claim. This is collectively as a group, not individually. A cap of water breathing, dust of disappearance, a gem of brightness, mithril armor. That could be any type of armor that you need for different people, made to order. A potion of resistance to lightning, or slippers of spider climb. And those might be things that you figure out for your next adventure. I imagine there was also all kinds of things that happened along the way with getting back from Revel's End to Varkenbluff via,
We have so many tales to tell.
So many tales to tell.
Those slippers
So
seem like
many
they would be
dog
useful
friends.
in a heist.
My mind was drawn to the slippers and the cap of water breathing.
The dust of disappearance.
Unless it's a single-use item, in which case.
It might be.
The gem of brightness, that's just going to draw attention.
Yeah. And I was like,
blinded
lightning resistance. You never, that's, I mean, the day you drink that is the day you're not going to get hit by lightning.
You don't have time to drink it when lightning is coming at you.
Yeah, I know.
DM, if I may I make a charisma check to see if Krong and I are best friends by the end of this trip?
That is up to Krong.
Oh, this trip is going to be something else.
Mm,
Eventually,
mm.
Krong just puts you in the other sled.
Yeah. Two
I
sleds
rolled
for a
a
reason.
16.
Or not.
There's a cool
Unless
sled
it's
and
a
a quiet
persuasion, then
sled.
it's an 18.
Yeah, main sled. Hey, you know what?
Are we best
You
friends
did
or not?
well, that's up to you, Monty.
He rolled.
You get to
have
pick.
to. You're the DM. You
I
roll.
don't think I get to rule on inter-character relationship.
No,
but
I feel
with,
like you get to set the difficulty, Monty.
with a 16,
Yeah.
a 16 Monty, I would have given it to him. So I don't
All right,
know.
we're best friends. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Days of sitting
Also-
around the campfire at night, petting the dogs, talking about our
Yeah.
lives. You know.
Can we keep the
Oh,
dogs?
you have to rehome all
No,
the dogs in
no,
Barking
that's-
Bluff.
No, that's what I said. At the end, I was going to hire somebody with some of my money.
I don't
and
think
send
you
them
took
back.
the sled. I don't think you took the dogs all the way to Barking Bluff. Like I think sled dogs are not. I think
Okay, well
they
then
only
at
got.
some point,
I'm
I
just
would
saying
send
they
them
probably
back
got you like
because-
100 miles, and then you had to switch to horses or something.
Well, and that's fine, but I just want to say we don't leave no trace if we
Yes.
just absquatulate with the
Yeah. Take only memories, steal
dogs.
only sled dogs. Got it.
Yeah. So basically, I just want to make it clear. I
It's
thought this
real
through.
weird. Somebody broke into my office. They cast charm on me. They went through all my papers. They did not steal the pile of money, but they stole 6 sled dogs, and one of them was my favorite. And that is and that is what I want entered in my winner exit interview as the warden is fired
Actually,
for being
can-
possessed.
Actually, if I'm gonna just roll a die here and see if I fell in love with one of those dogs,
All right, this is
and I
apparently a
think-
thing we do here at the end of adventures now.
which I did, and yeah,
All right.
so I sent back the rest of the dogs.
What
and-
challenge check was that to roll a die?
I don't know, but I rolled a 14.
Okay.
So yeah,
You
so
are
now
now in
I
love
have a
with
dog.
14 dogs.
I'm a ranger and I have a dog now.
You're a ranger and you have a dog now. Erica,
Wow.
what is
What
that?
is- what
What
is
is
its
that dog's name? Yeah, what is that dog's name?
Oh, I haven't figured it out yet. I have to
Mm.
travel around with it for a little bit longer before
You could name that dog Prisoner 13. That might blow your cover later.
That's a little.
No, I'm gonna find a potion of speak with animals, and I'm gonna ask the dog its freaking name.
Okay.
There you go.
Very, very nice. Well, you have completed the adventure. I will tell you, I believe you managed to complete it without any combat. Let me tell you, I had a plan. If you had gone back via boat, there were going to be jerks waiting for you on the dock, and they were going to punch you. And you undermined that by taking sled dogs.
Jerks.
So,
Yep.
peek behind the scenes, and you get to level up. So, congratulations on that.
Yay.
Another
Woohoo.
successful adventure here at Total Party Kill.
Because of my newfound best friendship with Krong, you better believe your boy's taking a level of rogue.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh.
ooh.
That's
That's
the-
the competition.
No, I gotta be like my favorite person.
Erica, I forget how we end episodes when we actually end an adventure.
Well, before we end it, I want to tell you that the dog just told me its name. Yeah, it's a sled dog, but he's got a little bit of brindle going on. His name is Tony Brindelar.
I don't like that.
There it is.
Can I suggest Puppy Brindle?
Yeah.
Puppy Brindlelar. Pupper.
Mm.
Sure.
Well, listeners, we've done
then
it.
you
We've
say,
finished
"What's next
another
time?"
adventure here at Keys from the Golden Vault. What did we learn? Sometimes charming a wizard won't get you into trouble if that wizard is also haunted. Presenting yourself as a nonprofit entity is extremely beneficial, both for gaining access to the prison industrial complex as well as for tax purposes. And finally, when in doubt, steal 6 dogs. I've been Tony Sindelar. Thank you for listening. Thank you to my players. We'll be back sometime soon with more Dungeons and Dragons. The
Exactly
end.
the way we planned it out.
Yep.
I would say you actually
It's pretty
as much.
close.
Yeah, I would say extremely close, given, that you can't plan for everything. I thought, I knew that the warden was haunted by a ghost. I wasn't sure if that was going to come up. I will tell you, I ran this for another group. They never discovered that because they just avoided the warden the whole time. But I thought
Wow.
that was kind of a weird twist for you to experience in the middle of that adventure. It was, oh yeah, someone important has a ghost inside them. Yeah.
I'm curious where that could have gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the main thing, if you had been searching through all of her stuff, especially if you had searched the warden's personal belongings in the quarters, you would have discovered some information about that. I mean, I think potentially I could imagine these adventures are very interesting in that they are not written with any kind of prescribed path. So I don't know if that was a thing there that perhaps other groups might have used to like extort or leverage the warden, right? Because I think, the warden is kind of a lawful good character, but probably, knowledge of them being haunted by a dwarven ghost would be, bad for their job security. Slash can cause them to act weird when the ghost takes over, and then you'd have to deal with the dwarven ghost. So yeah.
Update. The dog's
Yeah.
name is Boney Brindalar.
There it is.
There it is.
I
Yeah.
knew we'd get there.
Erica. This is the price of friendship. Um,
Steep.
so yeah. Measured in animals' names used to grieve me exclusively. So
Yep.
yeah. So I don't know. I thought this adventure was interesting. It is we are now in the post-adventure, only in the bootleg discussion, I guess. This was the adventure that they promoted a ton, in part because Revel's End is briefly appears in the Dungeons and Dragons movie. So it was kind of like the thing that got a lot of press to it. I thought it was kind of interesting because I sure thought, oh, surely they will be breaking into the prison or breaking out of the prison, and not really either of those things happened. But I did like this one compared to our previous one, which is just kind of wandering around a haunted house. I was a little disappointed with the wander around a haunted house adventure. This one felt like, it was a much more of a it is up to you to decide what's going to happen. I just have this system in place of of a prison to maintain, and everything else will be a result of your actions. So
I dug it.
yeah, I
It
will
seemed
say that
harder than the first two, though, in the sense that
I think they're getting harder. Yeah,
but it seemed like there was no clear drive to what we needed to do. So it's sort of like that part felt harder.
yeah.
Much more
Mhm.
open world sandboxy
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah.
I think they're getting bigger, right? Like I feel like the museum was this kind of like
Real
small,
small.
compact area. The casino was like, there's a building. This is like, there's a giant complex. I will tell you the next one is Talkworth Clockworth which is hard for me to say, involves going to basically a town where automatons have taken over. So it is like a whole town, and it's an underground gnome
Cool.
town. Yeah, I would say with the exception of that haunted house adventure, which felt a little stapled in the middle there and not very heisty, they seem to be expanding in terms of like more and more complexity. You get to make choices about where you're going to go. So, all right, well, we did it. Erica has to get to a very important hockey game very
Well,
soon.
I need to get to the living room to watch.
Erica needs to get to a very important living room
long
very
commute.
soon
It
to
is.
watch hockey. We will be back sometime soon to play more Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm going to take us off